Gordon Hayward, 1 year later. If you're the Celtics, do you do the move all over again? This segment is sponsored by our friends over at The Athletic. No ads, no pop-ups, no autoplay videos. You get coverage from our friends Jared Weiss, Clevis Murray. Jay King. Go over to theathletic.com/thegarden. It's to subscribe today for less than $3 a month and get 40% off. So looking into our crystal ball here, we're 1 year later on Gordon Hayward. Obviously, he missed all of last season with an injury. He's continuing to get back into the flow here. Max, I'll start with you. If you knew what would happen this time last year, do you still sign him? What's your take?
Absolutely. I think the irony of this question is that we've been talking for the last 2 weeks about the struggles of Jason Tatum, the struggles of Jaylen Brown. Marcus Smart got money, $52 million. We don't know if his heart's going to be as it was before that cash. I think you need him, and you've got to remember he's the second All-Star on this team. So if they don't have Gordon Hayward, I don't think they're a contender for the NBA Finals.
Nick? I'm with you. I hate to agree with you, Max. It kills me.
A Brit and American agreeing.
All right. How about that? Yeah, I mean, the potential. I mean, you sign him. I have nothing else to say there. I mean, again, people are forgetting a year ago his foot fell off his leg. You know, it's going to take time. You sign Gordon Hayward. I don't know how Utah is probably kind of happy they got.
Utah's probably feeling pretty good right now, honestly, of course, with their draft pick. But I think when you look at the signing of Gordon Hayward as a whole, disregard the whole injury from last year, and his recovery will take some time, and he's not going to be the same until maybe even January.
But he's progressing.
But this league has turned so wing-heavy and so wing-dominant over the last few years. The Celtics are loaded at that position, as loaded as any team in the NBA. So the depth that he brings alongside guys like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, is completely invaluable, even when he's struggling to kind of get back to himself here.
And Brown might be the fall guy at some point. Rozier, we've talked about his future. I think you need Hayward, and once that confidence comes back, we talked about it before. Once he drives to the basket, takes a few hits, and he's done that now. Once that shot starts falling, you're going to need Gordon Hayward. And I think fans are going to forget what they said earlier in the season because it's all mental with him, all mental.
I think the fans have been somewhat patient with Gordon, to be honest with you.
Surprisingly patient.
It's just patient in Boston.
Boston radio has been extremely patient with Gordon. They've been more patient than us.
Because he's such a nice man. He just seems like a lovely bloke.
A lovely bloke.
Lovely bloke.
He looks like
so here's my next question. If you are the Celtics right now, of course, like we said, this recovery could take until January, maybe even February for him to get back to his normal self. In tight games, down to the wire, do you want him out there? Of course, it's tough. On the defensive end, he's shown some issues, and obviously that explosion isn't going to be there. So you come down the final 2 minutes of a game, 5 points or less of difference. Do you want him out there, Max?
I do, for the three-pointer.
Yeah?
For that reason alone. That's why I want him out there.
But is it Morris that is then sitting on the bench?
And the most efficient and consistent player on this team
I mean, and he has been totally the most consistent player. And to put him on the bench the way he's playing now in the last 2 minutes.
Contract year as well.
Yes. Good thing you mentioned that. It is true.
The defensive questions do come into question there with him, obviously, because that always hasn't been his strength.
But there's still questions with Gordon's defense as well. I mean, he's a better defender healthy, but right now lateral movement's not there. I mean, he looks like Larry Bird out there at times trying to play D with a broken back, so yeah, I mean, I kind of go with Morris at that point. Again, you have to guard Hayward no matter what. But the way Morris is playing, you got to guard him too.
But Morris is an answer to this question. That's why you have Gordon Hayward, because next year I don't think Morris is in Boston.
There you go.
It's a good point.
It's a good point. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Follow us at CLNS Media, Celtics CLNS, and give us your thoughts on Gordon Hayward's return to the court.